What up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Dale's Films back with another great video. And today, we are finally here. We have finally made it. It's the 2019 MLB Postseason, and this season has been a doozy. Not great for me and my Red Sox, but what can you do? So we're going to talk about each matchup, each team as we go, and we're going to see who's going to win. It might take a little game by game in the later rounds, but we're going to go and tell you who's going to win. In the first matchup of the day, we have the Tampa Bay Rays heading to Oakland to face the A's in their second straight wildcard game. Last year, of course, they lost to the Yankees in basically a blowout. And I think this will be a good game. It's going to be Charlie Morton, probably versus Sean Manaea. I do think the A's are going to have a lot of advantages here with their hitting core, but I think the Rays are a very good team as well. I think Morton could put up 6-7 good innings, but I think the Rays down the stretch with that bullpen, I don't trust it. I do trust the A's bullpen with Liam Hendricks, who is emerging as the league's top reliever. And I do have the A's winning in this one. It's going to be a close game, relatively low scoring. I'm thinking a big hit from Marcus Semien or Matt Chapman, maybe Mark Canha as well. In the other wildcard game, which is actually the first wildcard game, we have the Milwaukee Brewers heading to Washington, D.C. that is, to face the Nationals. And the Nationals, I really like this year. They have a nasty rotation with Scherzer, Strasburg, Corbin, three unbelievable pitchers with Anibal Sanchez at step 4, but their bullpen has just been so shaky. Doolittle's regressed to, I don't even know how he's been this horrible. He's on my fantasy team. I know how bad he was. I had him and Diaz. Come on, it's pretty bad. But I think they've been a good team. Anthony Rendon maybe should win the MVP. It's going to be close between him and Bellinger. But I'm very interested to see how this team performs in a one-game series. Of course, they got Max Scherzer on the mound. And on the other side, the Milwaukee Brewers, who somehow snuck into the playoffs. It's looking like the 07 Rockies right here. But I don't think that'll happen because they don't have Christian Yelich. Their MVP should be the NL MVP if he stayed healthy. But I think the Brewers, with Brandon Woodruff on the mound, are going to put up a fight. But I think the Nationals are going to win. But, and hear me out, if the game is tied or close in the 7th inning, the Brewers will probably win because Hader's going to throw the 7th, 8th, and 9th if it gets close, and he's just so good, he's just going to shut them down. But I do have the Nationals winning. Now we move on to the divisional series, and our first matchup, we have the Twins going to New York for a 5-game series. Of course, they come back to Minnesota, but you already knew that. But maybe you could call this an upset. I think everyone will call it an upset. I do have the Twins winning, and let me explain. The Twins are a very underrated team this year. They've got two legit pitchers in Berrios and Odorizzi. Odorizzi slumped the second half, but I think he can rebound in these playoffs. They have an unbelievable lineup. Broke the records for home runs in the season. What was it, 309 or something ridiculous like that? Unbelievable. They have great hitters across the board. A great team. A pretty decent bullpen with one of the best lefty relievers. Maybe the best lefty reliever in the AL. Against lefties and Taylor Rogers. I think they have a stacked team. But on the other side, the New York Yankees are unbelievably loaded. They have an unbelievable bullpen with Britton, Chapman, Chad Green, Ottavino, unreal. And a great lineup. You got Judge, Sanchez. Didi's going to come off the bench. That's how good this team is, But their starting pitching, do you trust James Paxton? Do you trust J.A. Happ? Do you trust CC Sabathia? Who else are you going to throw? Luis Severino. He's had, 3 starts? They've looked good, but I don't know if I trust this team to beat these Twins in a 5-game series. I think the starting pitching is going to kill them. They're going to let up runs early, get down. This Twins team is going to put it on them, and they're just going to keep hitting home runs and home runs and home runs, especially in the small Yankee Park. This might be the most home runs hit in a divisional series ever. It's going to be a wild game, but I'd have the Twins in maybe 4 or 5 games. On the other side, in the 2 vs 3 matchup, we have the St. Louis Cardinals, the winner of the NL Central, versus the winner of the NL East, the Atlanta Braves. And I think this is going to be a wash. I think the Cardinals might take game 2 or 3, whatever Jack Flaherty pitches, they're going to win. But besides that, they really don't have a shot. The Braves are a very well-rounded team with maybe some concerns in the bullpen, but they kind of shirt that up with Shane Green and Mark Melancon. I think their starting pitching could be a hindrance to them if Soroka doesn't perform, if Keuchel doesn't perform, if Foltynewicz doesn't perform. I think they're all kind of questionable, but I think if they do perform, they could be a dangerous team. And the Cardinals, I really don't see much out of them. They really only won, 90 games, 91 games. They don't look like they're going to make much noise this postseason. I'd say they're down in 3 or 4. In the third divisional series matchup, we have a division rivalry. We have the Oakland A's playing the Houston Astros. I think just like the Braves and Cardinals series, this is also a wash. I know the A's have been really good against the Astros, but if you take out maybe the last few, I mean, they're 9-11 against them. It's not great. They had a slow start to the season against the Astros, and the Astros are easily the best team in this postseason. The A's really don't have the starting pitching depth, even the bullpen depth, to compete with a team like this. The Astros are so well-rounded, probably the best lineup in here, probably the best starting pitching in here, with Garrett Cole, who's going to win the Cy Young, Justin Verlander, who's probably going to come in second, Zach Greinke, who's won a couple Cy Youngs of his own, Wade Miley, who's a stud. It's just going to be tough to beat them. I say the Astros in 3, maybe 4. The A's pull out a game out of their butt, the Billy Bean magic, but Billy Bean doesn't build teams to win in the playoffs. It's just proven. It's a fact at this point. I think the A's are 1-out. And for the last divisional series matchup, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers, the number 1 seed in the NL, playing the wildcard team, the Washington Nationals. And I think for the Nats, this is kind of their worst possible situation. I think they could compete against the Braves or the Cardinals because of their starting pitching depth, but the Dodgers match it at that. For Scherzer, they have Ryu. For Strasburg, they have Buehler. For Corbin, they have Kershaw. It doesn't make sense to pick the Nationals here. I know they're a great team. Anthony Rendon's great, but for Rendon, they have Bellinger. I think that Dodgers match up very well. I think they're going to match up well against every team, but especially the Nationals here. I think it's going to be another not great series. Maybe, I'm probably going to say a sweep in 3. I really can't see the Nationals winning a game unless one of their starting pitchers goes off. But who knows, if their bullpen performs and maybe they get a few hitters that you didn't expect, this team could make noise. But for now, I have them losing to the Dodgers in 3. And for the ALCS, we have the Houston Astros going against the 3 seed Minnesota Twins. And unfortunately for baseball, I really don't think this is much of a series. You just got to understand, Houston is so good. This lineup is absolutely unbelievable. You have all-stars down the board. You got Correa, Bregman, Altuve, Springer, Brantley, Gurriel. It's just unstoppable. I gotta say, it's just unstoppable, this team. Even Josh Reddick was an all-star this year, wasn't he? Chirinos is really good. It's just, you can't beat this team. I don't know how a team can beat this team in 7, which might be foreshadowing our future thing, but the Twins could hold on with some big hitting. Maybe Berrios and Odorizzi go off. I think it'll be not really a close series, maybe 5 or 6 games with Houston taking it. And in the NLCS, we have the 1 seed Dodgers versus the 2 seed Atlanta Braves, and this is an interesting matchup. They met last year in the NLDS, and it was actually a pretty good matchup. The Dodgers took the first 2, Braves took the third, and the Dodgers came back to win the 4th. So it could have been close. If it went to a Game 5, really anyone can win at that point. But 7-game series here, of course, and we have great pitching, great pitching. But I think the Braves are too young. I think Freddie Freeman, it just can't carry this team because guys like Acuna are too young. Albies are too young. You gotta understand, they're just not old enough. I don't think their veterans can really carry them yet. Soroka, rookie starting pitcher, is gonna have to be the focal point. It's just not feasible in my mind that this team could beat the Dodgers. I think next year, if they trade for a guy like Mookie Betts, I know that seems absurd, but rumors of it have been happening. But maybe the Red Sox keep him. Who knows? Getting off track. But the Braves are good, but they're not there yet. They're like 1-2 pieces away, maybe a really good starting pitcher. Maybe they're that Chris Sale away that the Red Sox were, right? And the Dodgers, they're ready. They are fully prepared to lose another World Series. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. Okay. They're really good. Starting pitching is impeccable. It's going to be tough to beat them. Bullpen, a little shaky. Kenley Jansen, you don't know who you're going to get every night. But Dodgers in 5. And here we have it, my super exciting World Series matchup. I know, Astros, Dodgers, the 1 seed versus 1 seed. Everyone's predicting it. It's because it's going to happen. Look, the Astros are the best team in baseball. The Dodgers are a close second. Maybe there's a little gap, but they're a close second. And there's like a big gap, and then probably the Yankees. The Dodgers are really good, but the Astros are just better. That addition of Greinke is just such a killer because the Dodgers are like, well, we have 3 starting pitchers that are good. You've matched us with 2. Well, we can get that third one, maybe win 2 games easy, sneak out another one, you got 3, and you could possibly win another one. But now with that Greinke addition, they're not going to be able to. I think this is going to be a great series, lots of home runs, lots of strikeouts. It's going to be a 3 true outcome if you're into that. But I think the Astros are going to win, and the Astros are going to be World Series champions again. The Dodgers are going to lose 3 straight World Series. If they want to go for the Bills record, they can go for 4 next year. I wouldn't be mad. It'd be pretty funny. A little bit boring, but a little funny, as long as the Red Sox win the World Series. So that's my video. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't, hit the subscribe button. See, I can't even talk. And maybe hit the like button if you feel like it. I'm not going to pressure you. You do you. And see you in the next one. Buy some sports cases. Ads coming up next.